Moving forward, our next presenter will talk about remarketing and retargeting. This guy, I've known this guy for quite some time. Um, the next presenter is Mr. Toff Salcedo. He's the founder and director of Search and Digital Services, SEOPinas Web Consulting and Design. Toff is the founder. He is a specialist in search engine optimization and paid search advertising, and worked in search engine marketing industry for the past 6 years. Toff holds a BA major in philosophy, summa cum laude. Toff's web development background lends a unique technical balance to his perspective on internet marketing, bridging gaps between marketing and development teams in order to provide integrative, comprehensive solutions to online visibility. He has an extensive experience in content creation, research, implementation of highly effective search strategies that include everything from the technical website optimization to SEO-friendly copywriting, social media optimization, to creative unconventional link authority building, search engine visibility, and maximize traffic conversions. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Toff Salcedo.
Thank you, Sir Ed. Great. Again, my topic for today, I'll be talking about remarketing and retargeting. Yes, again, it's good news because this morning during the panel, we only have 3 people in the room that are SEO practitioners. And may I ask if we still have those 3 people inside this room? 1 is here, the other 2 is there. And how many of you guys are doing remarketing and retargeting in your online marketing campaigns? Anyone? There's a lot. It's a good news. Great. So again, I would just like to say hello to all of you, and I have a challenge to all of you that I dare you not to yawn during this presentation. Okay? Again, there's a lot of things that are not being understood well about remarketing and retargeting. We've been hearing a lot of things about social media, PR, display advertising for you to be able to reach, for you to be able to reach more. We use webinars, we use what else? We use webinars for us to be able to educate and nurture prospects, and we use email marketing or search marketing for us to truly engage more with those users who are ready to buy. But what if those people whom engage with you in email marketing, in social media, in your PR campaigns, still not converting? What else can you do for you to be able to convert them? Generally, 2% of the shoppers convert on the first visit. Only 2%. And retargeting brings back the 98%. And I've been hearing a lot of horror, funny stories about remarketing, retargeting. One funny story is that once you visited the site, for sure they will be serving a retargeting ad to you. And what will happen is, like a small, medium business, and then you are being served with a retargeting ad in New York Times. I'll be hearing a lot of, wows that, hey, that particular website is running an ad in New York Times. And there's one funny story, like, I have a friend who is a very religious person. He just visited one website that is about science. But he always stayed being religious. But what happened is, when he moved forward and as the days, passed by, website starts to serve him ads about sciences. And he now become, so surprised that he actually felt that there is some kind of a conspiracy going on, that the internet knew that he is a religious person. He just visited one site about science, and then eventually he was being followed with a lot of ads that talks about sciences. And he was so afraid that there's really like something going on. But I'm sure all of you guys are feeling the same. Who among you visited this site in the past like couple of weeks maybe? And then eventually you go to another website, you are being served an ad by the same website. Unfortunately, it's not so accurate that I am trying to browse for male shoes, but the ad shown me shoes for females. One thing also, I visited this website and then I was served by this ad. Another site, another ad. I click on an email marketing campaign and then started getting these kinds of ads. The question is, why it is so effective? It is because, you keep your brand in front of your users. It keeps your brand in the middle. That is, you bring those window shoppers back when they are ready to buy. Everything you see, every time you see a retargeting ad, your brain gains more traction and it gains more recognition. But the thing is, especially here in the Philippines, we thought that remarketing or retargeting is just about site retargeting. Because unfortunately, there are a bunch, not really a bunch, but around 5 to 7 types of retargeting tactics. Email marketing, that is, you'll put the pixel that is in your email once someone open it, and then it will fire up the moment that email will be opened. And once it has been opened, then you will be part of a remarketing or retargeting list. Same with site retargeting. This is basic. You visit a website, you went out, then you are part of the retargeting list. For search retargeting, which is, again, I'm a search guy, so I will be focusing on this more compared to other remarketing or retargeting tactics. That is, when you search something online, again, we're talking about data intention. That is, once you search something, you might be interested into something. And the good thing is, once you search something about the retargeting is, once you search, you type in the keyword, and you are running a retargeting search retargeting, that particular user that landed into your site will be tagged. There will be a pixel placed and a cookie placed into the server, and that particular searcher or user will be part of your retargeting list. I'll try to discuss more about that later. And then Facebook Exchange or FBX, this is a very new feature or improvement in Facebook marketing. That is, you'll be getting, there's an ad on the side or maybe on the news feed that once you click on it, like or share, then you'll become a part of a retargeting list of someone running an ad. And then for creative retargeting, it's the same, contextual and a display retargeting. Unfortunately, site retargeting is fundamentally broken. Why? Because will you be willing to invest into something that they just landed in the site? They will be part of the retargeting list, and then you will continue to pay for you to serve ads into the particular user. It's not the ideal way to do it, and it's not practical because you might be wasting a lot of money. What we need now is really for us to convert more site visitors. What we need is for the standard retargeting, all visitors are being treated equal. There's what we call advanced site retargeting. That is, dynamic ads are being served. While this is another evolution in the search marketing industry, we call it programmatic site retargeting. That is, we bid based on true value of each visitor. Basically, site retargeting is primarily a direct response tactic. We did a survey together with a retargeting platform, which is Chango. We did a survey for 51 media buyers, that is marketers and agencies in the US last February. And we want to know what are their goals in terms of retargeting. That is, we wanted to know why they are doing site retargeting, search retargeting, social retargeting, and these are some of our findings. For site retargeting, 84% of them, their goal is to really increase their revenue. 36% is to increase brand awareness, and 34% is to increase on-site engagement. So let me show you again the 7 types of effective retargeting. Again, you'll be seeing here on the other side, those are off-site events. Those are off-site retargeting opportunities that you may want to explore, search, social, engagement, and contextual. And these are the retargeting on-site that you may want to tap on. That is site, SEO, SEM, and an email. Again, how search retargeting works is this. Someone search for a term, and then once it landed into a website, it will be cookied, and then it will be part of the retargeting list. There's been like a lot of questions of how long should be like the pixels or the cookies should stay. The best practice is usually you can set up to 120 days, but of course, best practice is just have it set on 30 days. Also, there's been like a lot of questions, like for example, how soon should I serve retargeting ads to my retargeting list? It depends on the product you're offering. Like for example, if you are offering travel-related products, that is someone searched for travel, they got into your website, and then they're looking for something to, maybe a luggage. Those type of retargeting leads should be served immediately because these are related. They have a travel to catch, or they're planning to have a travel, they have a flight or something. So you should serve them as soon as possible. But there are products like luxury items. For luxury items, you need to make sure that you should serve them with retargeting ads later on. And also there has been like some questions like how retargeting, or how do you retargeting in, trying to segment my retargeting list. There's a lot of questions about that, because usually the process is you put a snippet of code into your website, and once people landed in the site, it's always being tagged. So the thing is, in terms of segmentation, you should like make sure that you put in different pixel tracking or the code in different pages. Like for example, when someone landed into the site, let's say homepage, and then they were tagged in there because the moment that they landed on the homepage, they left. Those types of leads you may want to just serve with retargeting ads that are general in terms of branding. You just want to bring in more awareness to that particular retargeting lead. But let's say, for example, this particular user or visitor viewed a product, then you may want to serve him or her a retargeting ad that is a creative about your product lines or product offerings. So those are some of the considerations that you may want to do when you are trying to set up your campaigns. And also, there has been some few more questions on my way here. Someone asked me, when will you bid more and when will you bid less? Especially, you don't really exactly know what your retargeting lists are, but for example, you will bid more if your retargeting list are cart abandoners. These are the ones who are about to purchase something but they abandon their carts. You need to make sure that you set up something in there that will tell you, that will give you an insight that someone abandoned a cart. And the good thing about it is you have a retargeting campaign running on that particular page, then you will have an insight and then you can run an advertising to that particular lead. Are we guys following or sure? Great. And then for example, those who are viewing product pages, will you bid more or will you bid less? You might just be looking at your homepage or looking at your blogs. Should you bid more or you should bid less? If they will not, more likely best practices, if they don't view product pages, they don't view products, don't bid that much. Bid less because they might just be interested into something. They might just be interested in general information about product or about your company, not really on the product or the services that you're offering. Search retargeting is primarily a prospecting tactic. Unlike site retargeting, it has another metric that is, there's a conquest customers from competitors. That is because you are actually getting leads coming from data that is derived from the search behavior or the intention or the data intent coming from the search engines. So the chances are, of course, many of you are trying to compete on specific keywords or key phrases. And then since we are talking about the panel a while ago said that once you get online, especially in the search engines, it's a fair playing field. That is, everyone can actually make it. And if you have a good search retargeting, remarketing campaign in place, then you can actually outrank or can actually get some leads from your competitors. But here, again, it has more percentage in terms of revenue, increase in site engagement, and then increase in brand awareness compared to the ones that are outside search remarketing or retargeting. So again, we are trying to evolutionize our retargeting because retargeting is always commonly known as site retargeting. But at least now, you can actually identify and determine what do you really want to do in your campaign, because for me, search remarketing really works well. And this is a very common feedback a very common sentiment of everyone that is being served with a retargeting or remarketing ad. That is, stalking is when two people go for a long romantic walk together, but only one of them knows about it. If you're not doing right your remarketing or retargeting campaign, you will be considered in this industry or in this particular channel. We don't call them spammers anymore. We call them stalkers. So when your people or when your users or when your target customers consider you as a stalker, then you're not doing it right. You're not doing it properly. Because they need to know you. So you won't be considered as a stalker. Maybe I want to add up on this retargeting session about, discussing more about the FBX or Facebook exchange. What is really good about this is that, again, Facebook has a 1 billion registered users and 25% of real impressions. And we have actual data that when you run social retargeting or FBX campaign, your click-through rates will be 40% lower down, and your cost per 1,000 impression will be 82% more efficient. Your cost per click is 70% more efficient, and your ROI is from 10 to 20 times than your standard display advertising. So it's still the same principle. Like, for example, someone get into your site, most of the time they go to Facebook. So there's an advertising platform now that is doing that. This is what we call FBX. That is, you run an ad, and then when someone leave your website, go to Facebook, then they will be part of a remarketing or retargeting list of yours. So maybe for you to, for us to be able to understand and appreciate more what I'm saying here, I think it's better if we can move forward with the Q&A. But again, I'm very partial to search retargeting among all of the different tactics. You can ask me later why I prefer it over the others, and I can give you like a lot of insights about it. That is depending on like different cases they might want to bring up. So again, I know this is a tough one, and I know again that this country is all about social media. We are a social media country, and our appreciation and adaptation to search marketing, how much more to a very advanced search strategy, which is a retargeting or remarketing tactic. It's much more, challenging for us, and it's very challenging for me as well. So again, if you have any questions, please let me know. Sir Ed, maybe we can start the Q&A na para ano. So yeah, thank you.
Hello. Hello. Yes. Questions? Okay, I've got, yes, go.
Good afternoon. So essentially, marketing focuses advertisements to a specific set of people who
Yes.
constantly see them. Are there any metrics that we could use to measure the level of fatigue, the level of frequency that these people get? Because
Sure.
at the end of the day, that's something that needs to be addressed. What is the tipping point? And have you seen results na parang remarketing actually causing negative net effects to the business?
Yes, for sure. It's best practice to stick with 15 to 17, up to 20 times that you will just show an ad per user per month beyond that, it will give you negative impact.
And follow up.
Sure.
I think all of us concede that most people interface with the web through a multi-screen experience.
Sure.
And remarketing multiplies that experience. And if you have multiple lists, remarketing lists, then your exposure as a brand is also multiplied. And that further causes more fatigue. You expose your brand to greater risks in terms of fatigue and negative sentiment to your brand. So how would you address that risk vis-a-vis the already prevailing trend of
Sure.
multi-screen functionalities?
Well, usually the problem why you're having that fatigue is you might be working with a lot of networks, because like what you're saying, you might be have a different network for mobile, for other devices, and you have some another network for web. I'm not sure if you guys are actually using
It's a
a
theoretical
platform.
question.
Okay, so there's actually platforms. With Google, the problem with Google is that it has only like around 50 to 60% access to the entire the website with the entire internet. And we are using platforms such as AdRoll or Chango or ReTargeter to really, for you to be able to properly integrate everything, you know, how many ads you really wanted to serve to a particular user on a particular device, on a particular geolocation, on a very particular demographics. So using these tools, again, if you're just testing the waters, don't use them all at once. Just use one of them, and then try to find which one will work best for you. But if you are trying to explore and really get into serious search retargeting, Chango is really the only platform that I use for that. But AdRoll, they are so proud that they have access to 98% of the websites in the internet. So if you want to have a wider reach, use them. If you want to really get seriously into search retargeting, use Chango. But if you are very much comfortable with Google Display Network, then stick with them. Yeah.
Toph, this is a question. This is pardon me if it sounds so elementary,
Sure, sir.
but there is this perception that retargeting, remarketing is only good for the financial institution category, retail, travel and tourism. Is this true?
Well, I can't say if it is true or not. It's just that many businesses now that are actually using retargeting are those businesses coming from those industries, and they're really like finding a lot of success into doing it. But maybe we can, go ahead and explore, you guys coming from different industries, coming from different niches, to really explore what retargeting is. And again, it's not really about purchase. Maybe if your goal or your KPI is just you really want it to be top of mind brands. You want brand recognition. You want brand awareness. This is also a very good way to go. It's just really a very a step higher and better than the regular display advertising. So, and everyone I know is using display advertising into their marketing mix for wider reach. So I think I am not seeing any problem. Why would you not try to test the waters using retargeting, remarketing into your marketing mix?
I have a question.
You?
Ed, I have a
Yes.
question. Okay, I have a question for Toph. How do you segment your audience or your target market in doing remarketing and retargeting?
Yeah. Like I said, you should set up different tracking on different pages. Like, again, for home pages, like those people landed on the home pages and then they leave. You can just, the segmentation will happen is what type of ad you will be serving them. So like, for example, someone getting to the website, they just leave after they saw your homepage. Then you can just run ads with content about your company. And then whether, what if they went through a product page or a product itself and they leave, then you can segment them as more likely these people or users are interested into my products. Then you can properly create a campaign or an ad with a messaging about your product offerings and all that. And the good thing about these networks or the platforms that I just mentioned, they have a very good segmentation tools that you can actually be able to know their demographics, geographics, age, gender, all of that. So all of those things that Dan mentioned, that search about, Google is looking at different aspects now, like location, gender, and all that. All this, the internet really knows a lot about us, and through these tools or these platforms, we can be able to really segment them properly, so we can serve them the best retargeting ad that will convert.
Just a follow-up question. What is the best practice in terms of cookie and pixel duration?
Yeah, just like what I mentioned, stick to 30 days. But again, you can set up to 120 days if you want to. But again, just for sticking to best practice, just stick to 30 days. That should be enough. And for those who are getting tired and felt that they are being stalked, just clear your cookies. That's easy. You just need to do that, and you will be out of the remarketing, retargeting list of these brands.
Out of the stalking list.
One last question, Toph. How should I treat users whom already converted so I won't serve them the same all over again?
Okay. In remarketing or retargeting, we have what we call this burn pixel or a burn code. That is, you will be placing a piece of code on the final transaction page or thank you page. So the moment that they got into that page, they will be immediately untagged and they will be out of the retargeting or the stalking list. But the good thing about this is that once you've identified that they already completed or converted, then maybe you can still serve them ads, maybe for upsell, cross-sell. So for you to be, just get rid of serving them same ads all over again, though they're already converted. So that's the way to go if you really wanted to, not to waste more money to these people, and they might have a negative impact into your campaign if you still have running this kinds of same ads to these people. So that's what you can do. Burn, we call it burn pixel or burn code. Place it into your thank you page.
Thank you.
Sure.
Questions? The gentleman?
Hi, my name is Calvin. I'm from Inity.
Yeah.
I'm from Singapore.
Sure.
So, on the last slide, which you actually shared with us on FBX itself,
Uh-huh.
I would just like to clarify a
Sure.
bit, because we are actually working with on SBX.
Sure.
So, on that note itself, it's unlike the normal buys that, is self-serve, because FBX, although it offer remarketing
Sure.
technology,
Uh-huh.
but it only plugs into DSP or trading desks of the world.
Mhm.
Meaning to say, any advertiser or anyone who wants to buy it, they need to buy through via a trading desk.
That's right.
Yeah.
So like,
So just to clarify.
sure.
On that. Yeah, okay.
I might miss that you don't deal directly with Facebook on that. You need to work with a platform. So, and again, Chango is also like very much serving this this type of remarketing, retargeting. So yeah, thanks, Kelvin, for that.
Any more questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Hi, Doc.
Hi.
I'm Shagun from Mindshare, and
Sure.
purely as an experience of somebody who's been stalked quite often. Most of the people don't know that they have to delete cookies, and I'm talking about non-tech savvy users who go online to search a lot of stuff. So, have you just for curiosity's sake, I want to know: have you ever considered running any campaign which had the opt-out option on retargeting? Have you ever sort of experimented with a creative which said that click here to not follow you? Have you ever tried it? Has it ever even?
Well, I'm not really sure if it is a practical, thing to do. That is to actually have an opt-out feature into somewhere into your website. But just
No,
because it's basically easy. You just, if you want to opt out, just clear the cookie. Just
but-
just like that.
Yeah. Okay. See, what I'm saying is something like, okay, I'm just using
Sure.
the example of my mom or my aunt. They're not very comfortable with the idea of cookies,
Okay.
right? But they use the net to surf for a lot of information. Now, like when we are spammed by a lot of emails, we know that, and we don't want that information. There's an option, right? Unsubscribe, to not receive this kind of option. Do you think if we tried that with the creatives on remarketing, it would make sense or not? I mean, after we've served an ad 5 times, 10 times, and the user's not responding to it, shouldn't we at least give him the option right on the creative to say that, do not show me these kind of ads? Do you think it would possibly work?
The stuff. It's kind of difficult. I mean, I haven't really tried or tested any, started an experiment on that, and I'm not really sure if there will be ever a campaign that will actually do that. But can't you not just ignore it?
Okay.
Can't you just ignore it and then if I don't know, this is really a tough question. Because clearing up the cookies is really easy.
Yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
sure why would a non-tech savvy person
It's
won't
just
be
that,
able.
like,
Yeah,
like the first gentleman mentioned, you don't want your consumer to be fatigued by your brand. You
Right.
should have their option of opting out. So, I was just wondering if you tried something like this. Thank you.
yeah. Thanks for that. No, well.
All right,
Do you have
experimentation is important.
Do you have thoughts on that, sir?
No. Yes, okay. Thank you so very much,
Sure.
Toph.
Yes, sir.